Now, this is a story of a man, a dairy farmer, who came back from the dead. Doctors were all set to turn off his life support, but his family refused to give up. They demanded the hospital try high doses of vitamin C. Well, as Melanie Reid will show you, it turned into a fight. The specialists didn't believe such a treatment would work, but, well, suffice to say, the farmer is no longer on death's door, and his family claim he's living proof.
This is Aotearoa farmer Allan Smith in Auckland's intensive care unit shortly before the doctors told his family his life support should be turned off and he be allowed to die.
And I just sort of backed up and I looked at him laying there so helpless, and you know, he was my whole life. We've been together since we were both 16.
On the Smiths' Aotearoa farm, Allan's wife Sonia and son Shane remember when they were told it was all over.
I was, speechless. I mean, it was like, your dad's the sort of person that you could always rely on him to be there to help you, and it was like, shit.
Childhood sweethearts Sonia and Allan were married when they were both 17. They have 3 sons. Their 9th grandchild was on the way when Allan got a severe case of swine flu.
He was always there to help us with anything. And it was just, I mean, what were we going to do?
And he wasn't very old, eh?
No, only 56.
But on the other side of the house, over the back paddock, having been taken on an aerial check out of the farm, the bloke they're calling the Miracle Man. Looking anything but dead.
Allan!
Hello.
You're not doing too bad for a guy that was meant to be 6 foot under.
Well, apparently I was supposed to be turned off. About over a year ago now it was. Yes.
We're going to turn the machine off that was keeping you alive?
So we're going to turn the machine off. And
Allan Smith's survival has been described as one of the most remarkable and controversial turnarounds in New Zealand medical history.
Feel lucky to be alive?
I am very lucky. They tell me I'm not a 1 in a million, I'm 1 in a billion to live.
Allan's story began on June 28, 2009. He arrived at Auckland International Airport after a fishing trip with mates in Fiji. He caught a connecting flight to Tauranga where his launch is moored and was joined by his wife Sonia.
I woke up in the night and he was really hot, so I gave him some Panadol and that cooled him off, but cooled him off a bit much because later on he was so... I woke up again and he was just like, he was laying there just stone cold and just laying there still as, and I thought, oh God, the first thing came to my mind was, God, he's dead.
In Tauranga Hospital, Allan was swabbed for swine flu. After 2 days, his deterioration was so dramatic, the 3 sons and 8 grandchildren arrived, warned this could be a final goodbye.
Just seeing him just in an induced coma and everything like that just was horrible. I mean, yet that was the beginning.
A specialist crew flew in from Auckland with a portable ECMO machine, a complex life support system which takes over the function of the lungs. All the grandkids had surrounded their papa before he was airlifted north.
And they were still alive. My papa, they said.
Oh, then what happened? They stood waving at him.
They lined the corridor.
Oh, when he was taken out?
When he was taken out the stretcher, yeah. Then I waved goodbye to the helicopter. Yeah.
From the hospital?
Yeah, from the hospital as they took him away.
And you must have been thinking, the chances aren't good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was then I was starting to think, well, where are we going to go with this?
As Allan lay in a coma in Auckland Hospital, heavily medicated, ECMO and other machines keeping him alive, Sonia began a detailed diary.
Saturday, 4th of July. Told this morning that it's 100% swine flu with no other bacteria. He is worst case in New Zealand and Aussie, to be put on an ECMO machine. X-ray chest, whole lungs clouded out.
These are those clouded out X-rays. Allan developed what's known as whiteout pneumonia. This is when the lungs can't be seen by X-ray, so full of infected fluids they are unable to take in any air whatsoever. For weeks on end, Allan's condition changed little, hovering close to death.
When it got to 3 weeks, it was really getting scary then.
Just as the family thought things couldn't get any worse, Allan was diagnosed with hairy cell leukemia. Auckland Hospital notes to the family say,
"The type of leukemia Mr. Smith has is potentially treatable if that's all he had. However, with his lung failure, Mr. Smith cannot survive."
Monday the 20th of July. United States specialist came. Allan still same. Asked for meeting at 3 p.m. Told us they were going to turn off life support.
While Auckland Hospital refused to take part in this story, 60 Minutes has obtained Allan Smith's medical files and records of that Monday meeting.
This morning we, the CVICU consultants, met and discussed with the ECMO specialist from America, Mr. Smith's situation. The group is in unanimous agreement that Mr. Smith should be removed from ECMO and be allowed to die. Continuing is only prolonging his inevitable death.
My brother just stepped in and he said, "No, you haven't tried everything. You've got to try vitamin C, intravenously high doses." And they just said, no.
The family pleaded with doctors that Allan be administered high-dose vitamin C, a treatment right outside of mainstream medicine. So what was the doctor's reaction?
Oh, they said no, because there's no proof of it doing anything or doing anyone any good. Or my mind was just spinning because they wanted to turn them off, and I'm thinking, well, I hope we can get through this. And with that, Paul and Shane walked in.
That's your sons?
Yes, 2 of our boys. They walked in, and then, you know, they really stood their grounds.
I said to him, mate, I said, if you lie on that bed for as long as he had, without vitamin C, you will die too, just like he's going to.
Paul and Shane and told me, they sound like giving up, just like when you got a dead cow down. I said, well,
they'd given up.
I said to them, just force this vitamin C in them so it actually happens. And
it'd be fair to say the Smith boys, Paul, Josh and Shane, weren't backwards in coming forward.
I says, what have you got to lose, mate? You give me one good reason what you guys have got to lose by trying it. I says, because it's not fair that we, all of us, should go on living our lives with the thought in the back of our minds, you know, if only we'd pushed and tried harder, would it have saved them?
They were all about to find out if they'd pushed hard enough.